As I announced in the beginning of the show that we'll be talking to Mr. Pierre Poilievre today, who is leader of Conservative Party, but at this time he is running for the leadership of the party. So we all know that Mr. Aaron O'Toole was removed as the leader of Conservative Party. Then a new campaign has begun after that to elect the new leader of the party, Mr. Patrick Brown, who is our mayor of Brampton here in the city. He has also announced recently during the weekend that he is also running for the leadership. Mr. Pierre Poilievre is one of those leaders who announced right in the very beginning that they will be running for this leadership. So he is being considered as one of the front runners in the race. So let's talk to him on some very, very important issues, particularly related to the diverse communities, ethnic communities. Mr. Poilievre, first of all, good morning and welcome to Radio Parvasi.
Good morning. Terrific to be with you today.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you are one of those MPs who announced right in the very beginning that you will be running as for the leadership race. So far, a couple of people more have put their name, but still you are being considered as one of the front runners. What do you have to say on that?
I want to put Canadians back in charge of their lives. That's why I'm running for Prime Minister, to make Canada the freest country on earth. People feel like they're losing control of their lives. All of the government mandates and restrictions have taken away the freedoms of our young people to enjoy their lives, for our grandparents to see their grandchildren, and have harmed our businesses. We need to end these restrictions and these mandates to get our economy open. Other people feel like they've lost control of where they live, because it now costs over $1 million in the GTA in Vancouver just to buy a house. So you have adults, men 35 years old, stuck living in their parents' basements. You have single mothers who feel like lost control of what their children eat because food is now so expensive. People have lost control of where they go because gas is $1.70 a liter and they can't afford to gas their tanks. The problem is the cost of government is ballooning the cost of living. Justin Trudeau's inflationary taxes and deficits are increasing inflation to a 30-year high, and housing inflation has been 100%. Today we learned that house prices have doubled since he took office. So I'm going to cancel the Trudeau's deficits and his taxes to tackle inflation, or as I call it, Justinflation. And I'm going to get rid of the carbon tax, which is supported by Patrick Brown and Justin Trudeau. I'm going to get rid of that Brown-Trudeau tax and lower gas prices so that people can afford to live and their paychecks go further.
Okay, Mr. Poilievre, we have seen during the last couple of terms of the election that conservative leaders and parties focusing more on some non-important issues, maybe abortion, maybe religious symbols, or many such other things, though they are important for the country, but not for the majority of the people of the country. So what are your priorities if you become the leader of the party or the next Prime Minister?
My priority is more powerful paychecks. Right now, Canadians are losing the power of their paycheck because of inflation. Your paycheck buys less. Inflation is at a 30-year high. Housing inflation at an all-time high. Just today, we learned that house prices have doubled under Justin Trudeau, from about $430,000 to $860,000 in just 6 years. That's because Trudeau's government is printing cash. $400 billion of cash has come from the government into the financial and mortgage system, bidding up house prices and favoring the super wealthy. Now our working people cannot afford a home. Meanwhile, incompetent mayors like Patrick Brown have blocked construction, making it more expensive for builders to supply Canadians with affordable housing. So I'm going to end the money printing, and I'm going to incentivize municipalities to remove the government gatekeepers so we can quickly build 1 million new houses in Canada. So the solution is stop printing money, start building houses. That's what I will do.
Okay. Another very important question is, Mr. Poilievre, is that we have seen during Mr. Stephen Harper's time that party could come very close to the diverse communities, the ethnic communities, or you can say so-called the new immigrants, the new Canadians. But we have seen it going far away, detached from these communities for the last 7-8 years, during the last 2-3 elections time. So how you will bring the party closer to those segments?
I want to make this the most welcoming party in Canada. Conservatives support immigration and immigrants. This last weekend, I was in GTA, in Brampton, in Markham, in a whole series of other communities where I met with people of all different backgrounds: Sikhs, Hindus, Muslims, Jews, Christians. And I also announced a plan for bigger and more powerful paychecks for immigrants. And it is the following. I'm going to incentivize the provinces to remove the gatekeepers who are blocking new immigrants from working in the professions and trades. We have hundreds of thousands of qualified immigrants who could be working as doctors, engineers, mechanics, electricians, but government gatekeepers prevent them from getting a license to work. My plan is to bring in a 60-day guarantee that an immigrant should be entitled to get an answer within 60 days of applying to work in a trade or profession, and that answer should be to give them the license if they're qualified, and if they're not quite qualified, give them the support to train and test so they reach the qualification and get that job. That will allow them to go from low-wage jobs where they are stuck right now to making six-figure salaries in as doctors and architects and electricians. In other words, remove the gatekeepers, open up the gates of opportunity so our newcomers get powerful paychecks.
Okay, there is a perception in these communities that the Conservative Party is anti-immigrants. How you will break that? And second thing, you are saying that yes, you will be welcoming immigrants. Now there is a backlog of 1.8 million people who have applied since long time and still waiting for their turn to come to Canada. We need immigrants to move on the economy, particularly after post-pandemic. So there's a huge backlog.
Yes, that's right, because Justin Trudeau is all talk and no action. He says beautiful words about immigration, but he does nothing. And our immigrants are forced to wait behind bureaucrats, fill out endless forms, deal with incompetent departments, and never get a clear answer. Those lawful, law-abiding people who want to come to our country and contribute by working hard should have the chance to come here. We need to accelerate economic immigration, for example, so that where there are jobs that we cannot fill with people here, we can bring in skilled newcomers to fill those jobs. We need to unite spouses. Trudeau is blocking wives and husbands from coming to be with their spouse, even though they're following all the rules. So we need to streamline the bureaucracy and support lawful immigration of people who want to come here and work hard and contribute to our economy.
Okay, thank you so much. We know that President of Ukraine is going to address our parliament very soon, and you will be attending that. Anything you want to add at the end? We will be talking to you now on regular basis in the coming days too, Mr. Poilievre. But anything you want to add at the end?
Yes, we need to get rid of the gatekeepers we're holding back our economy so our First Nations people can develop their natural resources, so that immigrants can work in the professions and trades for which they're trained, so that our small businesses no longer have to fill out paperwork and red tape and can spend their time on hiring workers and serving customers. That is my plan. Remove the gatekeepers, unleash the potential of our free market economy to generate bigger, more powerful, inflation-proof paychecks for all Canadians. Let's make Canada the freest country in the world and put Canadians back in control of their lives.
Okay, two things, small question before you leave. First is that we have more than $400 billion deficit, and how you are going to overcome with that?
You're right. Justin Trudeau has added almost $500 billion in new debt. That debt is ballooning the cost of living because more dollars chasing fewer goods means higher prices. That's why we have 30-year highs in inflation. And so I'm going to cancel Justin Trudeau's $100 billion of new proposed spending that he is proposing. I'm canceling that. I'm going to defund the CBC to save $1 billion. I'm going to get rid of the so-called infrastructure bank, which despite having billions in budgets, has produced not a single project completion. I'm going to eliminate waste and mismanagement and put that money to get rid of the deficit and the tax increases that Justin Trudeau is pushing.
Okay, we have seen Mr. Andrew Scheer and Mr. Aaron O'Toole. They couldn't connect to the grassroots level, particularly to the diverse communities, ethnic communities, as I'm repeating again and again. And maybe Mr. Aaron O'Toole, when he joined as the leader of the party, pandemic was there. It was not possible even. But now, how you are going to reach out to all those people at the grassroots level, because you will be having enough time if you are elected on September the 10th, and we don't know when we'll be having another federal election, but I'm sure you will be having enough time to reach out to all those people.
Yes, I will be, and you'll see if you go to my social media today, you'll see that I had about 25 community outreach events in GTA with Muslims, Christians, Jews, Sikhs, Hindus, and others. I probably shook hands with 2,000 people in one weekend. I won the endorsement of 3 of the Conservatives' former candidates in Brampton, and people from all places and all colors, all backgrounds are welcome in my effort to make Canada the freest nation on earth and to put Canadians back in control of their lives.
Okay, Mr. Poilievre, you have been Member of Parliament since 2004. You have vast experience. We understand that. You have served as ministers 2 times. So you have enough experience to run for the Prime Minister of this country. There's no question about that. But let's see, let's wait and watch, and all the best. Anything you want to say at the end?
Yes, I look forward to being with you in person, and hopefully we can sit down and talk, and I can hear more of your ideas on how we can make Canada the freest nation on earth.
We have seen your aggressiveness when you were thrashing Prime Minister Trudeau for the View charity investigation, and that really impressed all of us. I have got that video from all of our listeners. Many of them sent it to me, and your performance during that investigation was really wonderful. And I believe being a lawyer by profession, these things helps you a lot.
Absolutely. I'm holding Trudeau to account. I will defeat Justin Trudeau in the coming election, and I will make Canada the freest country on earth.
Okay, Mr. Poilievre, thank you so much, and talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Great talking to you. Bye now.
Bye. ਇਹ ਸੰਜੀ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਪੋਲੀਵਰ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਕ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖੋ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਟਰੂਡੋ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਿਆ ਹੈ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਵੀ ਚੈਰਿਟੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿ ਪੈਸਾ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਇਆ, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਪੈਸਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਿਆ। ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਵਾਕਈ ਹੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਨੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਪੁੱਛ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ, ਸਿੱਧਾ ਹੀ ਅਕਾਊਂਟੇਬਲ ਠਹਿਰਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ। और बहुत अग्रेसिव ने मिस्टर पॉलीवर, ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੜੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿਤੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਰਨ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ, ਪਰ ਕੱਲ ਉੱਥੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਐਸੇ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਉਲਝ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਅਬੋਰਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਗੇ ਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਰਿਲੀਜੀਅਸ ਸਿੰਬਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਇਹ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਉਲਝ ਕੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਦ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸਲੀ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਉਹ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਦੁਹਰਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਚਾਹੇ ਵੱਧਦੇ ਹਾਊਸਿੰਗ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ ਹੋਣ, ਡੈਫਿਸਿਟ ਹੋਵੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਨੇ ਮੁਲਕ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਦਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਗੇ। ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਮੋਰ ਔਰ ਲੈਸ ਉਹ ਕਨੈਕਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਨਾਲ, ਡਾਈਵਰਸ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਨਾਲ, ਐਥਨਿਕ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪਰਸੈਪਸ਼ਨ ਤੋੜਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ। ਤੇ ਤੀਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦੋਸ਼ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਤੇ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਐਂਟੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟ ਨੇ, ਔਰ ਕਾਫੀ ਹੱਦ ਤੱਕ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਪ੍ਰੂਵ ਵੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਪਰਸੈਪਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਤੋੜਨਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ। ਸੋ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਹਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਲੰਬਾ ਰਸਤਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੇ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਲੀਡਰ ਇਲੈਕਟ ਹੋਣ, ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਅਗਲੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਤੱਕ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਪਰਫਾਰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਐਜ਼ ਏ ਲੀਡਰ, ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਕੀ ਪਰਫਾਰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਕੀ ਫਿਰ ਵਾਕਈ ਹੀ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਪਾਵਰ 'ਚ ਲਿਆ ਪਾਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ 'ਚ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ। ਜੁੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੇਡੀਓ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਸੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ।